Yo, what's going on, y'all? Hey, I got it to work. We're live. So hopefully people tune in, but if not, hey, that's okay. So, like I was telling you guys, right? So, if you watch my other YouTube channel, my other YouTube video, blockchains, yeah, we go deeper than that though, right? So, blockchains is just the, just the square of it. And then out of every thing that we have, like a tree, we have branches, right? So we have NFTs, and then we have cryptocurrency. So the blockchain, thank you for whoever just joined in. So we have the blockchain, which is like the tree. And then off our branches, we got NFTs. And then we have cryptocurrency, right? So off of cryptocurrency, obviously everyone's familiar with Bitcoin. Bitcoin being the biggest, most spoken name. A lot of big time investing companies like JP Morgan, Fidelity, Tesla, uh, Mark Cuban, what's his name, Mr. Wonderful, uh, a bunch. There's just a bunch of people who are investing into crypto, right? So that tells you right there that there's something big coming. And a year ago, what I loved is when Mark Cuban said it is someday someone's going to accept it. Professional athlete get paid in Bitcoin. It happened in January, which really just changed the market. Bitcoin jumped up tremendously. If you look at the stock, you'll see it moved around, came straight up, right? So I was already invested. I didn't have much in at that time in Bitcoin because I was still iffy. But when I started seeing it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep dumping in, keep putting it in. And I've been watching the market. I judge, but I don't sell, I hold. So I'm a big believer in holding, because if there's value, if there's scarcity, if there's emotion involved, the value is always going to go up. That's just investing for me 101, that if I know that you're nervous about something, I'm going to put money into it because I know it's going to draw a crowd, which is what NFTs are doing, right? So if right now everyone's getting scared, so everyone's trying to get into NBA Top Shot. NBA Top Shot's amazing, and I love it. Just because it gives you that experience to do something with your kids again. I feel like right now a lot of parents are distant from their children, and you can see it in the communications when you go to stores. We're not blind to it. We see the distance, right? And but I also do see the good part about it. There's a lot of close families, but regardless, it allows the father and son to build a relationship, and that is what NBA Top Shot brings. What Top Shot's going to be able to do off of the NBA's partnership is bring it to the MLB, bring it to football, obviously baseball, soccer, certain FIFA or world champions, soccer, and then that's just Top Shot, right? But then you have to look at what are the values that each of those players bring, right? I mentioned Gronkowski. Gronkowski is going to put his personal rookie cards in rare modes through digital, and they're going to be worth millions. He's a Hall of Famer, so I expect it to go for millions. He's going to retire a healthy guy. He's not retiring injured, so he'll go to the Hall of Fame. He'll walk straight in. So I expect Tom Brady to do it. I really expect the NFL to jump on board, and I'm one of the first ones. I'm in it, right? If you're listening, now you know. But this channel, I just want to keep giving more information. So if you have any questions, hey, ask. I'm watching the chat, so no one's talking. But what I like about the NFTs is like the artwork. I've seen a lot of great artwork. The hard part about artwork for me for the NFT part is, are you a long-term artist, or are you just playing with the market right now? Are you just trying to play with the feelings of the investors? Because I don't like that. So I look for the people who are serious, and the artwork. But there's a lot of good potential, and if I'm somebody who's looking at art, I would want to look at that person's background. And when I even go into that, like crypto, I invest in Bitcoin, yes, but also understand that I did a lot of research. I do look at like what people say about their emotions and everything into this Bitcoin stuff, and Ethereum and everything, and then Doge. But I also try to dig deeper. So I know like China's really trying to regulate the way that Bitcoin's being mined, because the Chinese are driving Bitcoin mining up. To even get a coin, I think it's like 1 in 2 trillion to dig one Bitcoin, which is going to draw that scarcity, right? So if you can't own, one Bitcoin because it's going to be so scarce, well, then it's just going to keep driving the value up. That's what's really happening here. And if you look at all the different research out there and you really dig deep, like what I spend my free time doing, because I'm passionate about this, you can see what's happening. People are getting scared, but it's also something new, and it's going to keep advancing. So the people that are jumping in now, don't get it confused with scared, because you're jumping in now to be early. You want to be early than late. Most people don't know anything that I'm telling anyone right now. That's why it's hard for me to share with certain people in my network. Um, and man, this video is not that good, but gotta upgrade equipment. But yeah, so I really just wanted to jump on and kind of go through like kind of like what I think through on as far as blockchain. And when I look at the potentials of everything that we liked as kids, right? Like let's just say like Nintendo, right? The first ever Nintendo, somebody puts an NFT on it, boom. That's going to sell for a lot of money. Why? Because I know that Nintendo sold, the original sold for a very lot of money, a lot. So I know that, and you got to watch those things, right? So everything we liked as kids are one day going to come back, and the value is going to skyrocket. And the what an investor, somebody who is in the Ethereum market like myself, our money keeps going up. Like it's never loses value. I'm pretty sure my Bitcoin is worth more than $1, a US dollar actually, just because it climbs so fast. I personally I make enough money to sit here and talk about my investments because I invested a lot early, and now I get to reap the rewards of that return on investment. But I keep investing it so I don't pull out. But anyways, I like the fact that of what's happening with art. So if you like art, trust me, like you're gonna like what's happening with these NFTs. Just research, a lot of research. If you don't have the time to research, like I own NFT investments. I have a big future for NFT investments with my other company, Total Quality Repair. If you have had a chance to watch my YouTube video, that's me. That's authentically me. I love people. I always want to give back. I always want to do more for somebody. I don't talk about the stuff that I do in public as far as like what I give, what I give back to. I feel like that's more just trying to get recognition for things that you should just do as a good human being. So I don't really talk about it. But I also do love my community, and I love like one day giving back to like the young man, the young woman that is gonna need somebody. I was that one kid. I was that kid, so I know it's not gonna change. But one day, like having these companies, building these relationships, having these resources as a general contractor, like as building these relationships with all these subcontractors that I have in Florida, great friends of mine, we all have good relationships. I have investor friends in Florida. So it's awesome to, what is a possibility of dream big, but do more. Like dream big, but do more. And that's really what life is. So although I'm going to come at you guys about the crypto and the blockchain, but I'm also going to talk about me. And the only way I know how to do that is to be honest about what it is I go through, what is I feel. And I feel like that's missed a lot. Like Gary Vee said, going through these journeys as an entrepreneur, you think so big, you have so many ideas, and sometimes it's hard to hold it all in. We're different, we're programmed differently. We want to think more. And I do overthink, but it's because I want to drill down all the details, because when you think you know enough, you don't know enough. And even if you think you know enough and you know enough, you really don't know enough. So, and I learned that from Warren Buffett. So that's what I love. I love investing, and I see a great opportunity in NFTs and cryptocurrency and what I want to do with the real estate investment, and which is why I'm presenting that opportunity, to come to my website, be a part of what I'm building. Have trust that you're going to spend $25 to $50 on something you probably don't need anyway. So why not risk it and hopefully you get an investment on it? Like honestly, I can't guarantee anybody that you'll get a return on your investment. All I can do is trust me through what I share through my YouTube channel that we're going to get paid. Of course, that's just absolute. Everyone has to win, right? That we're not playing this to lose. Although I'm not in competition with nobody, I will destroy you. I'm young enough. I'm ambitious, passionate. I know what I want in life. But I also can know that I can pivot with my consultants that are backing me up, guys that I've trusted through my fraternal organization to really guide me in the right direction. But I also, everyone's going to get paid, but if you see the vision of giving back to the community, giving back to everyone else who wants to be a part of the vision, like building homes for people with building automation, giving them that convenience of never, yes, is it lazy in a sense if you talk to the right critic? Of course, because who the hell wants to get up though and go turn on the thermostat? Who wants to go touch something when you can look at your phone and program it? Who wants to know how their HVAC system is doing when you can look at your phone? Who wants to know if there's too much carbon monoxide in their house if you can look at your phone? Like It's so simple, but yet people make it seem so difficult. And really, it's just technology integrating it into the home and making it programmed to talk to each other. Program it to all talk to each other. Yes, it sounds difficult, but it's not. It just takes time, which is why I personally am going back to school, building automation, going back to Florida, and that's what I'm doing, pushing this to the long-term goal. So if you beat me to the punch, that's cool. That's cool. If I inspired you to do the idea, that's cool. If you don't give me no credit for it, that's cool. Because I know it's out there. It's just not a lot of people are doing it, and I'm going to Florida with it, and I know it's not something in Florida. It's not a common thing of seeing homes that are automated technology built integrated in the residential community. Commercial, yes. Industrial, yes. Residential, very no, no, no. Not going to try to fake that one. There really isn't. But that's what I want to do, right? And in order to give back to my community, right, I partner with a bunch of investors who believe through my investments that we're going to make a lot of money and give back to the community. You can't make a lot of money and not give back to the community. Or you can't make any money and not ever give back. Like, you need money to give back. And that's how I look at this. It's not about putting money in my pockets personally, because I'm not a greedy person. It's about putting money into the community, utilizing the resources that I have of cutting out the middlemans on every level, right? Cutting out the middleman in the blockchain. Utilizing blockchain for all my businesses, blockchain, and then paying out. Like, that whole network works. But anyways, it works, and it's a good way to get back. So I really hope that if you're watching this, you support the vision, you support what I'm doing, because blockchain's coming at everyone's crazy. And if you don't jump in now, like, you can have grandkids, you can have nieces and nephews and grandsons and everything, but what are you going to leave them that could build a lot of value now? Like, I'm talking now, like, what can build value now? Like, 10 years, what is that going to be worth? Right? Like, just personally, you go in these things, and what is that going to be worth in 10 years? Do your own investing. What's going to be worth in 10 years? Or if it's too much, like, it's just way too detailed, way too much, you don't want to do it, you don't have the time, you don't really have the passion for it, invest it with NFT Investments LLC, because I promise that I will work my ass off to get us return on our investment at all costs, just because of my vision, just because of what I want to do, just because of what I want to give back to the community. Because what I don't talk about are actually something I should just talk about immediately. The fact is, like, I'm a veteran. I'm a first-generation college student. I'm somebody who grew up from very humble beginnings. So for me to get back to the community and understand where I come from, and when I was in Afghanistan, it really hit me about poverty. Like, Americans, yes, we think we have it hard, but it's always harder somewhere else, trust me. But then when I come back to my community, I still want to see what I can do. Like, yes, I went to Marquette University and I worked my ass off to do what I had to do to complete that journey. But it was a great experience, and it really showed me that dreams do become reality if you keep persevering through all the difficulties. When I was in Florida and I got an HVAC and I got to experiment with the different markets, that was amazing. That really gave me a lot more experience, allowed me to work with the customers, to really see what it is that the customers want. Take that feedback in from them on a service standpoint, not just go in and try to sell them everything, but really learn from them and see what can I do for you? What can I do more of? And that's why total quality repair is so important to me, because I get to give back to the community. I want to help, boost the trades. I'm very military. I love it. Military. And being a veteran, I couldn't think of a better opportunity to serve my country more than giving back to the men and women who serve this country by offering them a trade skill, giving them a chance to provide for their families when they leave the military. Because I understand that sometimes we just get walked at the gate and we don't have the guidance that we would love to have. I've been there. But I also want to give back to the first generation college student. I believe it's very important to understand that first generation, whether you go to college, you go into the trades, you need assistance. And regardless of how that has to happen with a program I want to launch, I want to be part of first generation, making sure that our students, our future is getting the support that they really need. Like, once again, like, money to me is really scarcity. Like, it doesn't matter. I've lived at nothing. Like, I've lived with nothing. I've struggled. I've had no money. But I've also always persevered. So I also believe that you can do so much, and that's why, like, through all that, like, I'm gonna donate percentages of my actual equity out of my company to donate to these outreach programs, a foundation of some sort someday, so that way I can help veterans, help that first generation college student, help that high school or college graduate who is looking to build on a trade. I believe it's very important to get into the trades. I didn't understand it initially when I left the military, but I'm very happy that my cousin brought me back into the trades and showed me a lot, because it opened my mind to the opportunities of what I've always wanted to do with my general contracting license, of what I can do more of. Just knowledge, and what can you do more of? And that's what this is all allowing me to do. All this experience, all this knowledge, NFT investments, total quality repair, giving back to the community, investing into the students, and giving them a skill. Whether they come into my company or not, I'm paying everybody. Don't ever get this twisted. Everyone gets paid, y'all. I don't talk about money about paying the different customers that I want to bring into my organization to train them, because I don't think it's important. That's just known, right? But also they're going to get top quality training. Like, I'm not going to just bring them in, train them. No, they're going to go to school. They're going to get certified. Like, that's my vision. Like really look at the customer, the residential customer from the beginning, by building a company from top to bottom, can do it all. If something in the house messes up, total quality repair, we have maintenance, we have service, we have repair. Sorry. But also, like, sorry, I got thrown off real quick. But yeah, like, like, there's so many opportunities of being able to change the way that we currently think and how we can give back more. Kind of lost my train of thought on that, got thrown off, but that's my end vision, is to really just show everyone that you can do a lot if you follow the correct path, you do the research, you go the right route, you find out how to utilize a system. Like, everyone talks about, well, the wealthy this and the wealthy do this. But, like, the wealthy always feel like they get over, but it's not that they get over. It's just that they learn how to use the tax system. And I want to give back to my community, right? But I also don't want to pay taxes. Why would I pay taxes or why pay so much in taxes, right, when I can give that back to my community? That's not a tax break, because that's something I want to do regardless. So I'm just going to keep pushing more into whatever my foundation is someday, whatever programs I can give. So it's never, and one time, when I explained to somebody, I feel like the communication came up wrong. It's never about the dollars. Like, yes, the dollars matter, because there's a lot I want to do. And if I don't find dollars, or I don't build long term with the growth, then how can I do this? So what I figured is, well, Andrew Rivera, you've got a lot of knowledge. You know how to grab partners. You have good resources. You have a good dream team. You have good consultants. You have the certifications and everything. How can we bring all this together? And that's where all that partnerships and figuring out, well, how can I cut out the middleman in every market, right? The more people you can cut out, and that may come off wrong to that critic again, right? But the more people you can cut out in a business, like, the better. The better when you're looking at building communities, because you lose affordability when you have to keep paying others. That affordability is very important. So I want the everyday customer, like, to be able to live in these homes that one day I want to be able to build. And right now, from where I'm at this point in my career, you guys are basically seeing it from day one almost. And that's what my vision has been. That's what I've been pushing for. And now I just wanted to get it out there and start documenting it, start sharing my experiences, bring others with me who can share this vision with me. But all the execution that I've been doing now for about 11 years, like, I just want to be able to start documenting it. So I do got to get the new equipment. I do apologize, but everything will get better in time. My content will get better. It'll get more crisp. But yeah, so thank you guys, and stay tuned. And I'll hit you guys with another video tomorrow. Have a good night.